Hello, FDL. Welcome to the playoffs. It has been a long season to get here. I am Ken, familiar voice in the booth. I'm joined by KG, another familiar face. How are you feeling tonight, KG? You ready for playoffs to start?
You're darn right I am. I'm excited to cast some, excited to play some, and then hopefully stay in for the long haul.
We can hope it's a long one. Both of these
Yeah.
teams, Griffins and Coyotes, also hoping it will be a long one. Do want to highlight this is not the first playoff series. There was one match played last night. It will not show up on the sidebar on the screen, but it was the expert Griffins and Huskies, and it got the playoffs started with an absolute bang. That was a 7-game series. The Huskies came back from 3-1 down, ended up winning it, move on to the next round. We hope we can find something quite as exciting here tonight. Griffins, Coyotes, KG, who you got?
Now I have to predict. Griffins Coyotes. Let's. I'm gonna go with Coyotes on this one, and just to see what we've got. I'll be honest. It's the playoffs. It's like almost like a reset. You never really know what's gonna happen. Like you said, a 3-1 deficit coming back from there. We're looking for the best of seven. That's what we want for the stream. You know that.
Oh yeah, absolutely looking for the best of 7 for the content. We are going to get off to a quick start here. Rocketgirl and CrucialUrchin playing for the Coyotes. Cobra Kay and Hoodie, and A lineup for the Griffins. And just a little bit back and forth. Origin always a bit of a wonder here. And I will say the overlay, as I predicted, is broken. But we will update you on the series score as things go. Obviously, right now it is 0-0. Cobra could be a little awkward in his own corner. Down to Rocketgirl. Pass comes through, but a little awkward touch. Rocketgirl has to make something here. She does. It's a good one. Cobra's with a shot off the back wall. What a team save for the Coyotes to start this off.
But I was hoping for a little pinch and keep going, but unfortunately for them, it doesn't stay. Rocket Girl tries to get it around Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai gets a little touch, gets it to Hoodie right off the back wall, and we have a 1-0 game. It's about a minute in. There's still plenty of time in game one.
Yeah, I mean, plenty of time. There's a lot of pressure there from the Griffins. I just don't think the Coyotes have really got the clear they were looking for. I don't think that portends anything for the rest of the series. We saw Rocketgirl playing in All Stars, and there's a reason that I believe she was the leading goal scorer in Origin.
No way.
Yeah, I think we finished the season with like 60-something goals, which is quite a lot. So the offensive power is there. They just have to break out of their own half. They've done it here. Pass is going to come through, but good cut that from Cobra. Back down to Rocketgirl. Here comes Hoodie. Clears it out. Nobody on this ball. A lot of space. Might want to see you can control this if they're going to play with that much space. You know, you can get a little bit of a pace on the ball. Shot's going to come through, but it's going to go wide. Cobra gets a nice touch to kill that in front of him. He gets a touch. One more demo comes through, but Rocketgirl back to make the save. Gets the boost there. Urchin on the back wall. Looks for one out of boost, but they don't seem to know. And now the challenge comes through from Hoodie, but it's not going to... From Cobra, sorry. It's not going to find a ton. Hoodie. And that Fennec gets a good pop. Urchin waiting. Hoodie gets one. Gets the fake, actually. It's going to bounce off the backboard, but Rocketgirl sends it off. Back towards mid now. Cobra up. Double. Might have it, but it's going to go wide. That was a close one and a lot of space again given. I think the Coyotes need to be just a little bit more on the ball. But Urchin now with a chance, going to get blocked by Hoodie on the transition offense, and Rocketgirl has to collect in her own half. Miss comes through. Open net if they can find it, but the demo from Urchin's going to save that one right away. Urchin now. One. Doesn't get the second. Back down to Hoodie. KG, it's been a lot of back and forth after the early goal from the Griffins, and this is feeling like a very even game. Bar that. That's a little scary, but Coyotes end up with the ball, coming away with it, and might have transition here. But yeah, just very close, very evenly matched so far.
I agree. That one goal doesn't really mean much. Rocket Girl's going to let this go. Crucial moving up on it. Hoodie sends this in, and that's going to be slotted upper 90. That was a good shot by HoodieKing. Unfortunately, Crucial just could not get there in time. That's a 61-mile-an-hour slam. That's actually really good from that short distance. It's a hard to get up there quick enough.
Yeah, and that's not really the kind of shot you might expect in Origin, like you're playing for a shot that's going to come across your goal line and not go right over your head, so you aren't really positioned for it. Here comes Urchin. It's one. Not going to get any more, and Cobra does a good job to clear that out.
Whee!
There's a team bump. Oof. Okay, well, luckily I don't think either one was really making a play on that ball to begin with. The demo attempt doesn't land. And now here comes Rocketgirl. Going to play this patiently on the wall. Has one. Doesn't get that touch. And now Cobra just kind of picks her pocket here. Down to Urchin. 50. Good one on the goal line from Urchin to get that save. Gonna grab the boost, but again, just not able to get that big clear. That bump's going to clear out the net. Urchin maybe just a little bit jumpy after that one.
I was gonna say maybe I was thinking Rocketgirl they would maybe go for a little pass there. Again, I like the pinch plays. They're kind of fun to see, but fortunately just a little too much of a push by Crucial, and leads to a third goal with a minute 30. I definitely the Griffins have the upper hand right now. But again, game one, you're feeling each other out. Rocketgirl with a shot on goal. No, a nice little fake, and that's a 3-1 deficit now. And with a minute 22, a 2-goal lead is not insurmountable.
Absolutely not insurmountable. The fake from Rocketgirl. I think Hoodie probably could have just taken the 50 either way. Chooses to respect the shot attempt. Doesn't come through. The ball just kind of rolls in. But I mean, it's a good momentum builder for the Coyotes, who definitely have enough time left in this game as a whole to make the comeback. And even if they don't, always building towards that next game. Very important in the best of 7. Here's going to be a good shot, maybe, come through. Rocketgirl is going to collect.
Ooh.
Gets demoed instead, and that might kill all momentum there. Now, Hoodie with a big clear. It's going to go to Rocketgirl, who's going to put it on the ground. Cobra has to bang it back. Big commit from Rocketgirl. It's going to leave Crucial in a very awkward spot, but good touch from her. Just going to send this towards the net. Hoodie's up. Gets one. Rocketgirl might have a shot. Is that on target? Yes, it is, but Cobra with a good save. Back to the corner. Now bump comes through onto Urchin. Rocketgirl has to get back to this in time. Cobra with one. Gets the second. Nice little flick at the end. 4-1 now for the Griffins.
Yeah, that was just couldn't get there in time, and Crucial going for a demo, not a bad idea. Not fast enough. 4-1 with 38 seconds left is a little tough, but you never know, and maybe right now you're looking for a little momentum if you're the Coyotes. Crucial getting it over Cobra Kay, who misses it. Hoodie moving up a little too far. Crucial getting a bump on them, but no boost. Still getting it close in. Can they push it in? But no, HoodieKing with a good save coming off the post. Rocketgirl keeping it in. 20 seconds left on the clock. Nobody really going for this. Rocketgirl has the boost, sending this. It's going to go high, too far up. Crucial keeping it in. That's going to go pushed out instead of towards goal. Cobra Kay coming to the midfield boost. Taking the boost. Sending it in. It's going to go wide. Unfortunately, the team bump sends forward. A demo happens with 0 seconds left. Cobra Kay going for goal. Urchin gets a save. HoodieKing keeping it up. Cobra Kay keeping it up. Trying to get another goal, but the Griffins win 4-1 and kind of ended up taking it pretty easily at the end there.
Yeah, they kind of picked things up as the game went on. I think they did a really good job of capitalizing on a couple of mistakes from the Coyotes. I think that was the biggest thing was, those team bumps were definitely killers, and they created a lot of momentum. I think going into the second game, it's awkward if you're the Coyotes because there were really two issues. There were the team bumps and, double commits on things. But it also felt like a lot of times in their own half, they were getting outsped to the ball. And those two things don't go well together because you fix one by playing faster and you fix the other by playing slower and more controlled. So how do you deal with that?
That's a good question. Not only that, you have to try not to make any mistakes and can't let the other team capitalize off of those. There was a lot of shots for the Griffins in this game. So I'm wondering if the Coyotes put a little bit more pressure onto the Griffins if things change a little bit, because if you're stuck in your own half, it can be a little it can start to wear on you, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely, it can. There was a lot of that in this game. I think you're going to be looking really at, are they able to make that change, and are they able to get the ball out of their own half, like you said? And I think it's going to be important to do that early. as we're going to see one touch come through here, but not anything else. Cobra on the ball, going to send that towards the corner. Now, Hoodie should be there. No one is challenging from the Rock Girls, actually blending it into the net there, honestly. That was just me not seeing things. There goes Cobra. Rock Girl comes back. Shot comes through. Urch with a great save, send that to their own corner. And now HoodieKing wait to challenge this. Gets one beat. That's a great 50. Might have a second, but Rocket Girl's there to make the clear. Out of boost, though. And again, just a lot of pressure in the Griffins' favor. Now Ursha with a big dunk. Might have a shot attempt coming through from Rocket Girl, but it's not going to land. Now Hoodie back. And it's just, I mean, at least the Coyotes at this point are out of their own half and might be able to do something. As I say that, it gets sent back. The demo comes through. Now Rocket Girl has to jump, has to avoid the bump as well. Urchin spawns on the side. Might have a clear here. There you go. There's another chance to break out. But the demo, again, another demo. The bonk comes through, clears them out of the way, and it just means more pressure for the Griffins.
Yeah, they can't seem to sustain past half. There's a stop here. That's a good 50. Rocket Girl coming up on it. Goes for a shot. It's going to go wide. HoodieKing sending it to the corner. A good job by Crucial keeping it in. Rocket Girl's going for it. That's going to be 50'd out in favor of, the Griffins. Crucial coming up on it, looking to get the boost. Does. Basically centers it. Rocket Girl not quite close enough. HoodieKing clears it out. This is going to turn. Cobra Kai doesn't have the boost. Crucial's going to move up on this, trying to get a 50. Takes the corner boost to prevent Cobra Kai from getting a follow-up. And lets Cobra Kai get by. No challenge here. Sends it back. Cobra Kai, though, has the boost. Rocket Girl turns around. Cobra Kai going for demo. Can't quite get it. And a good clear out by Rocket Girl. So this game so far, no goals, 3 minutes. That's a center by Rocket Girl. Crucial stayed away. And Crucial stopping this from going in the corner, looking for a follow-up. Both missed by Hoodie. Nice job by Crucial trying to dribble it, trying to get it around Cobra Kai, and it isn't strong enough. And my goodness, Kin, a little back and forth in this game. The defenses are doing a lot better, even though the Coyotes still feel like they're in their own zone. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was a lot more patience out of Cobra on that flick attempt from Urchin than I ever would have had. I honestly cannot believe that worked. Demo's going to come through. Rocket Girl can't find the shot, though. Now, Urchin sends it back into that corner. Touch from Cobra is not the greatest. It's just going to end up in the Coyotes' corner. Now, clear comes through. Great touch from Urchin. Nobody's on this ball. Urchin might be able to clear it. Gets one. Rocket Girl waiting patiently. Going to have to challenge Hoodie here. Goes up the wall. Decides it's not the right course of action. Probably agree with him there. Hoodie with a shot now. That is on, and that is just too high for Rocket Girl to get to.
Yeah, they gave way too much time right here. Hoodie's patient, and unfortunately just too much time for Hoodie to get a good shot on. That's actually the second time Hoodie has slotted at that exact same spot, and that was a nice hit. So 1-0, 2 minutes to go. It's definitely not insurmountable. You just got to kind of be a goldfish, ignore that one. You've got plenty of time on the clock. Cobra Kai can't quite get to this. Crucial trying to clear it out. Good job by Crucial staying on it. Demo looking for another touch. Gets that touch. Can they get it in? No, the post is their enemy right now. And good attempt. Crucial almost getting it in and almost tying it up. But we're coming up in a minute 30. Rocket Girl looking for a shot. That's going to be back wall. Crucial gets bumped forward. That's a good job bumping. Crucial turning on this one, keeping it into the corner. Looking for another touch. That's going to go inside. What a save by HoodieKing. Rocket Girl can't make it true, and that is another attempt by the Coyotes, and they couldn't quite get it in.
Yeah, but again, this is such an improvement over that first game. That demo is going to, again, kill a lot of momentum. The Griffins have been very aggressive with a lot of those demos, creating so much space for themselves, which combined with the space they're already getting from the Coyotes means another good attempt is going to come through from Hoodie. 2-0 lead for the Griffins, and it's an improvement for the Coyotes, but again, it's just a lot of pressure ending up in the Griffins' favor.
Oh, yeah.
But I think the Coyotes are making good progress. I think they'll be able to parlay that into something good, either to end this game or the next one. They just have to be sure they aren't giving too much space to this Griffins team that has shown that they can do a lot with the space and the bumps. Another bump's going to come through. That is a big one. Cobra's going to miss this on the goal line. Might have had another open net if he had found that. Instead, it's going to roll towards the Griffins net. Hoodie up. Going to get demoed himself, but Cobra comes back with another one. Now Cobra on the ball there. Misses the first one, but it just ends up getting touched to the side. Now Crucial kind of taking point this game, it feels like. Really the one to push a lot, and it's
What
leaving
the
Rocket
heck?
Girl. That bounce was that was an interesting bounce.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
what to make of
felt a
that one,
little.
KG.
Yeah, it felt like a little, I don't know. Don't know about that one. That's going to go wide, unfortunately. 15 seconds left. It's going to get a little harder for them to get into this game with Cobra Kai getting a good clear. Rocket Girl keeping it in. That's going to go to Hoodie. Hoodie sending it up. Cobra Kai looking for a touch, letting it go, and that's just nail in the coffin right there. But I agree with you. Even though it feels like it's 3-0, that's a big win. I would say that this game, it was a lot, and I would say it was a lot closer until the end, and just a couple of things didn't go their way, a couple of goals that just weren't there, and we have a 2-0 series lead for the Griffins. Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, they cleaned up a lot of the mistakes. There weren't as many
Yeah.
double commits on things, but at this game it was just Hoodie finding really good opportunities to shoot. He had the big shot that went over Rocket Girl in net at the end there. Obviously, the open net with the commits, but I mean the shots tell the story. Only two shot differential this time. I think last game it was quite a bit higher than that. So I mean the pressure was more balanced. Coyotes just have to get on the ball a little sooner and shut down this Griffins offense that has been very, very suffocating in terms of how they've played. And they got to find a way to deal with the demos too. The demos, obviously, a big selling point 5 there for the Griffins, only 2 for the Coyotes. And they were important ones. Like they opened up the field very well. I don't know, KG. What do you think happens in this game number 3? How do the Griffins? I'm gonna go with how do the Griffins hold on to this lead because we know the adjustments are going to come through from the Coyotes.
Well, see, they might have to play a little bit more aggressive this game than they were last game. There was a lot of opportunity for the Coyotes to take the ball back. That one goal by Hoodie, that I mean, they had both Crucial and Rocket Girl had the chance to make a play on that. So if they're a little bit more aggressive, but also a little more calm, I know that sounds weird because they have a lot more time than they think they do. Um, Things could change. Like right now, they have this time. Look at HoodieKing coming back, and I think they're just going to go for a slam. I like the idea. It didn't come true, but I think that that's the right play. You wanted to give a nice slam. Rocket Girl coming in, another touch, just not able to get it, and a good clear out by Crucial, getting it into the corner. So yeah, calm down, but also you have a lot more time than you think. Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean they have a lot more time in some situations than I think.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird that sometimes they have more time, sometimes they don't have as much time as they think. But yeah, I think you're absolutely right. They just have to recognize when they have that time. That's a big clear from Cobra. Might be on net, but instead Crucial gets back. Hoodie up now, gonna beat Urchin on that shot, and Rocket Girl just not able to get back. And that is a quick go from Hoodie. A little different than we've seen previously. It was a lot of slow developing plays, and that one just bang from the midfield.
I agree. Hoodie, you has been staying back. But that one right there, nice and aggressive. That's what I mean. If they stay aggressive, they're going to do a strat kickoff. They can't quite get it. Rocket Girl trying to turn on it, not able to turn perfectly. Now going for it, hitting it into the corner, looking for a follow up. Goes for the boost. Lets Cobra Kai get a touch on it. Crucial's a little too far back. Cobra doesn't have any boost though. Crucial doesn't really know that. 51 by Crucial. Looking for another 50, tries to sneak it in. HoodieKing with a great save. Rocket Girl was turned the wrong way, and yet again, an opportunity for the Coyotes just not coming to fruition. HoodieKing sends that, gets a pass mid. Cobra Kai, just unfortunate defense leading to a Cobra Kai. It's basically a back pass.
Yeah, I like the positioning from Rocket Girl getting in the way, but an unfortunate 50 just leaks out to midfield where Cobra is waiting, and you have your own teammate in net, just not really able to cover as much net as they need with the way that 50 went. And then Cobra just had his pick of where he wanted to shoot that, really. Now, here comes Urchin. Gonna try and dunk there, but not gonna find it. Is that a bump coming through from Hoodie? Just gonna leave an open net for Cobra?
I couldn't quite tell what happened. I'm not sure if it was Hoodie bumped Rocket Girl, did not demo, and it got Rocket Girl sent up in the air, and then another touch just pushes them back. So 3-0, 326. It's a lot harder, but this is not over. There's still plenty of time in this game. 326 is not enough time to just sit back and relax. So just unfortunately the Coyotes they're just ooh, nice dodge right there. Now Crucial has a 1v1 here. Just can't get another touch on it. Just their follow-ups, everything's just not going their way right now, and they just need to. I think they just need to calm down. They've got this, and they're here for a reason. And try to get some momentum on their side.
Yeah, Rocketgirl's gonna dart right to this ball, gonna beat one, but Cobra's gonna be back in time. A lot of boost, a lot of time to clear that out. Now Urchin back down. Gonna be able to collect this. Gonna take it up the wall. Chooses not to follow. Just gonna take it on the ground now. Gonna 50 Cobra in the corner. Might be a pass out to Rocketgirl. Rocketgirl's there to shoot. Met by Cobra, but more pressure coming from the Coyotes. Hoodie awkward on the wall. Pass comes through, but not anything else found. But again, more pressure building. Cobra has to get a clear. He doesn't find it here. Rocketgirl, no boost, but a pass might come through anyways. Hoodie there. CrucialUrchin gets the touch. Gets sent back into her own half afterwards. And now Cobra might have something to do here. Gets one great touch. Might be more coming. Here comes the pass to Hoodie, who's taking a trip to Narnia for a bump instead. Might have had a shot if he had just taken it, but I appreciate the effort to take out the other team instead. That's a good bump though. Now Urchin sends it off the corner. Might look to pass. Does. Here comes Rocketgirl. Bang in. 3-1 Coyotes. Cut the lead by 2.
Sorry about that. That's what they needed, though. That right there was a good pressure. They kept it up, and I think they just have a little confidence boost. That's what they need. They want this game. They don't want to go down in a 3-0 hole. So with under 2 minutes of the 3-1 lead, still plenty of time for the Coyotes to stay in this. Cobra Kai, though, with a great 50, has the boost. Great flick. That's going to go crossbar down. Plenty of time for Rocketgirl to get a clear, but Cobra Kai gets that other corner. Rocketgirl keeping it inside the corner. That's set to HoodieKing. HoodieKing can't get this true, though, so Crucial has a lot of time now to get this ball, get this boost, and take over. Crucial coming off the wall, trying to get a touch. Cobra Kai not in position to get that right off of there. Rocketgirl with a good 50. This is going to go to the side. HoodieKing winning that one, missing the mid boost, sending this in, though. A little bit dangerous if they can come off the wall, but nobody comes to follow it up. Except for off that Rocketgirl and Crucial, though, they double commit, letting Hoodie get in there, and unfortunately the miscommunication leads to another goal.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't look like either one of them was really going to get the save with the way that it was approached and the way that the Griffins were going after that ball, but they did manage to get the first touch, but when the second also commits, there's nobody back when that ball just dies in front of their own net. Ends up getting the lead back to 3 for the Griffins. Bump's going to come through from Urchin, though. Now, might have something there, but not going to find it. Rocketgirl off to the side. Going to touch it to the corner. Might go to mid. Does, but no one's there to capitalize. Cobra 50s. Rocketgirl waiting. Bump comes through. That is a great bump to disrupt that shot that would have been a great pass from Rocketgirl. Instead, clear from the Griffins. Downfield. Where's Cobra? He's lurking, waiting to shoot. Instead, Crucial's going to send it towards him. He's going to carry this up the wall, but Rocketgirl's there instead. Big touch from Rocketgirl. Saved pretty easily by Hoodie. But now Urchin up on the wall instead. Another one just setting it off the backboard. I think this is a better strategy from the Coyotes. They might have a shot here. Where is Hoodie in this play? He is nowhere to be found, and it leaves a wide open net for Rocketgirl. I could not tell you where Hoodie is. I don't even think he shows up in the replay.
No, unfortunately, he came off the wall and landed on the back wall by the time Rocketgirl caught it. Great catch. That's exactly what they needed. They need a little bit more aggressive play. They got to trust themselves because 23 seconds and down 2. Now you have to kind of start not throwing yourself at the ball. And unfortunately, that wasn't really a cheat there, and Rocketgirl was not quite following, was cheating off to the right there to get some boost, and just didn't go their way. And with 20 seconds left down 3, it's a little rough.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that they found an offense that seems to work better. Those big bangs off the backboard. The Griffins aren't really, defending the backboard like they would need to. So that's going to be the adjustment they have to make. But they don't really have to make any adjustments because they're going to end up taking a 3-0 lead in this best of 7, putting the Coyotes on match point and making it going to be a difficult one for the Coyotes. But we've seen stranger things, especially in Origin, where things can absolutely shift on a whim. Rocketgirl with 2 goals this game, matching Hoodie, but those extra 3 coming in from Cobra. Shots were, 8-5 again in the Griffins' favor, but nothing outrageous. I don't know, Hoodie or KG. It feels like Hoodie's passing plays and just the pressure is gonna be the difference maker unless the Coyotes can find a way to deal with that.
I agree 100%. They they are showing though one thing in my opinion that they're in these games until it's kind of like something. Not that something goes wrong, but just they're kind of getting worn down. Some of they're just missing a little bit here and there. I think they just need to calm down. Again, that's my only advice. Calm down. There's a lot of touches that you have that you can that are there's a lot of space, a lot of time. But like also just kind of go for it. Have a plan. If you want to shoot it, just take your time and hit the ball. I don't know. It feels like that the Coyotes have had these opportunities just not go their way, and I think you try to weather the storm and keep going.
Yeah, I know I just said, wow, look at how all the pressure coming from Hoodie. He only had 27 touches that game. Did it feel like he only touched the ball 27 times that game?
No,
It
unfortunately, yeah.
it felt like he touched that. He was all over the ball constantly. So 27, a surprising number. Cobra's going to have a good shot immediately off the kickoff. But Rocketgirl's there to make the save. Yeah, I think if you're the Coyotes, you saw the backboard plays working, and you just gotta kind of bang it. Like, boomer ball isn't always the answer. Oftentimes it isn't, but it feels like it is against this Griffins team that is putting on so much pressure. Great 50 from Hoodie. He's going to waterfall this down over the net. Urchin with a great save to get up, though, and might have an open net now for Rocketgirl. Would have been a tough one. Would have had to go across their car to get that one in. Instead, Rocketgirl's just going to collect it, sends it back. Urchin has to go. You got to go on that one. It ends up working out, but I wanted to see them jump a lot sooner than that for that one. Now Rocketgirl has possession. 50 comes through, but Hoodie, brick wall, in net, waiting. But again, it's a lot of pressure from the Coyotes. Here we go. Can they do anything with it? Hoodie, bang off the sidewall. Rocketgirl, a little awkward. Going to get beat by Cobra, but Cobra doesn't have any boost. Has to chase it into the Coyotes' corner. Now Rocketgirl going to lose that 50. Going to come down. Big bang from Urchin. Now Urchin's going to try and send this downfield off the backboard. Is Rocketgirl there? Shot's going to come through, but it's going to go wide, and Cobra's going to get a pretty easy clear. And now Urchin has to challenge. Sends it off the corner. Might bounce towards mid. Here's one. Shot comes through from Urchin, and I think that's her first goal of the series, and it could not come at a more important time. I think that's the first lead of the series for the Coyotes.
I think you're right on both accounts. They don't have too many goals. I think they have now 3 total in the games. You got to keep that momentum. And unfortunately, you can't miss. It's the playoffs, so I think that's a good start. Cobra Kai, though, having taken this one hook shot, nobody there to challenge, and then they both go, and unfortunately, another miscommunication goal, and that's not what they need right now. They just need things were going right, maybe a little bit more communication. That's all.
I think the most encouraging thing about the goal that they scored for the Coyotes is that it didn't come off a Griffin's mistake. It was entirely just them creating pressure, and that is the most important thing. Like, they did that, and they can do it again. Of course, they can also, little miscommunication, as we've seen a few times, leads to a shot for the Griffins, and the Griffins have done a great job of capitalizing on those mistakes. Now Urchin has some boost to work with, gets it over one. Cobra, awkward. Hoodie has to get one touch on the save, but nothing else there. It's still more pressure for the Coyotes in that Griffins corner. Cradler down to Urchin, who gets one. Cobra's going to go for the demo. We've seen that a lot so far this series. Now Hoodie's going to fake. Now Rocketgirl just gets a good clear because of that fake. Touch comes through from Cobra. That's a looping ball towards midfield, but Urchin does a good job to get in front of it. Here comes Rocketgirl, out of boost, but good challenge decision anyway. Shot comes through from Cobra on the goal line. CrucialUrchin, crucial save. And now Cobra clears down. Gonna get in front of that one. Here comes CrucialUrchin with the ball. Rocketgirl again just commits, and no one's on top of this ball for now. Here comes Cobra, gets the touch. Rocketgirl in net, waiting. Gets a good one into her own corner to make sure that can't clear across. Cobra's up early. Anyone playing defense for the Coyotes, not going to find it immediately, but not on target either, so it didn't matter. Cobra now challenges Urchin with a good beat, out of boost, but finds some in midfield. Mistouch there. Gets the bump on Hoodie, though, to keep the pressure going. Now here comes Urchin towards mid. Off the sidewall again. This is where they found some success. But Cobra goes for the double. Doesn't find it. Off backboard. Is CrucialUrchin there? She is. Ooh. Off again, and a great save from Hoodie. That is a lot of good defense from the Griffins. They are under immense pressure here, though. Coyotes both up. They are gonna find the back of the net, and that is a crazy pass from Rocketgirl down to CrucialUrchin. I thought Rocketgirl got the credit.
That is, oh my gosh, seeing that again. I would say the two people going up double the chance to score. I love the odds. Minute 39, they definitely can't sit back. They got to keep playing aggressive. They're doing a very good job of it, and they're making the right decisions right now. Things are going their way. This is dangerous, though. Demo coming. It goes wide. Rocketgirl with a good clear. Cobra Kay pushing up a little too far, but that's okay because it goes in the corner. Rocketgirl coming off the wall. It goes backwards. Not what they were looking for. And a backflip by Crucial. That's recovering just in time. Cobra Kay sending this in. Rocketgirl doesn't have the boost. HoodieKing takes advantage, and it's off the post and in.
Yeah, you can see that play developing. You saw Crucial going for that boost. It might have had a chance if she had turned right away, but that's a tough decision to make. You don't know where that ball's going because Cobra's shown a few different ways of scoring and getting that ball to mid so far this series. That is a great pass from Cobra and a great way to finish it from Hoodie. But it's still tied, which again is the best we've seen. A little awkward flip there. Cobra baits out one attempt. Flick comes through. Bar down. 3-2 Griffins.
Oh, the bar. So unfortunately for the Coyotes, the bar is not working well for them. And in this time, the Griffins get it, and it goes right in. Things are going the Griffins' way, but if you're Coyotes, you got to put that. You got to get a little grit in there, and let's go. Still time. Off the kickoff, Crucial sending it the other side. Rocketgirl has a chance for goal. Unfortunately, HoodieKing is right there. Rocketgirl steals the boost. Maybe going for a demo on Hoodie. Crucial going all the way back, demoing the back end. Rocketgirl getting back. Crucial following this up. This is going to hit the ceiling. Rocketgirl making a wide turn on this. Looking for a shot on goal. Can't get the follow-up. It does get the follow-up. It goes around Cobra Kay, and they tied it up with 34 to go.
I don't know if Rocketgirl meant to send this ball up with a little pop at the end. Even the way they approach that makes it look like they wanted to put that on the ground, but it ends up going over Cobra, who I don't blame him for not reading that ball. That shot looked absolutely impossible. Looked like it knuckled a little bit. That kickoff, a little dangerous. It's going to end up working out, but now somebody has to get it off the back wall. Crucial has no boost to work with, gets the 50, but not anything else. Rocketgirl waiting in net. Not sure you want to wait that long when Cobra's done so much. Urchin with a great save on the goal line. That feels like it might have just saved the season. They still have to score. We're forced this to overtime. Hoodie has a shot. It's going to go off the bar, and it's going to go in.
Oh, that's a toughie. That is a toughie. Rocketgirl Hoodie is just aggressive at the right time, getting it right in front of Rocketgirl. 8 seconds left. This is not impossible. But oh my goodness, this is going to be rough. Rocketgirl coming. There's a 50. There was no follow by Crucial. Crucial going up for it. It's going to go wide, unfortunately. Hoodie can't quite get this set too far away. Rocketgirl coming in, and there's no time left, and it is over. And unfortunately, the Griffins have won.
Yep, that is the series for the Griffins. They are going to be moving on to the next round of the playoffs next week. They are going to be playing the Penguins. Not a favorable draw for anyone. But yeah, I mean, great series from them. They did a good job of weathering the pressure that eventually came through from the Coyotes, who definitely made some improvements throughout the series, but it just wasn't quite enough. Their playstyle adaptations they made, more backward touches and just big bangs to not let the Griffins get so much possession time, were good adaptations, but in the end, the Griffins still managed to find enough time with the ball, enough time, working things through into the Coyotes half. In that last game, definitely could have swung either way, but in the end, Griffins get that win and move on to round 2 of the playoffs.
Oh yeah, no, this is it's gonna happen once in a while. I'm telling you, the Coyotes played pretty well. Just hey, don't hang your heads. Got to the playoffs. It just unfortunately, I would say that they weren't. Maybe just weren't aggressive at the right times. Got to just let them. I think they let the Griffins just hit the ball. They gave them too much space as an overall theme, and then of course when they did get some good plays that just didn't quite go in, and there was some great defense by the Griffins. So it just kind of obviously a combination of factors, but good effort. I really do think this was a good series, even though the series just was a sweep.
Yeah, I mean, end of the day, it's clearly not the way they wanted the season to end. I think both teams came in 5-5. I think if this series, if they play one more game, I think the Coyotes probably win it pretty handily, just based on how it went. But I think the development time just wasn't quite enough as they were working to figure it out, and the Griffins came out knowing what they had to do right away. And for that, they get a date with the Penguins, where I would not want to be them. I would not want to be the Griffins having to go up against that really strong Penguins team.
No, it was a good series. So we'll see. The Griffins are, like you said, moving on. So it's the playoffs, though. It kind of doesn't matter. You never really know what's going to happen. Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know if we have anything else for them. I think that was a good way to start off the playoffs on stream. We will be back tomorrow night, assuming we can find a streamer. There are 4 potential matches. I don't know if we'll get all of them on stream. Best of sevens obviously can take a while, and they're scheduled pretty closely together. But for tomorrow, the 4 matches are the Star Dragons and Rams, the Origin Dragons and Hammerheads,
Woohoo!
the Elite Coyotes and Huskies. That one should be really interesting. Storyline of the Coyotes' new roster coming in, picking up their second win of the season, doing it pretty convincingly against a very good Penguins team. And we'll end the night tomorrow with the Adept Griffins and Eagles. For now, I'm Ken, joined by KG. You got any last words before we turn off the stream?
You guys stay frosty.
You heard it here, folks. Stay frosty. Have a good night, everyone. We will hopefully see you tomorrow night. Congratulations to the Griffins.